NoeG.
I suppose if you're a lord going into hiding, a forest is one place to turn.
We don't know for sure she's here. Keep looking.
There. Discourteous, huh?
Armor won't save you!
Raging Lunar Storm!
Let's go! I'm only getting...
The cool up!
Time to get out of the way!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more... It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
I'm on it! Here I come! I'll tear you apart!
I thought you were going to wreck the place.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
We managed to pull through.
Take you all off!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Freaks! What did they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. Nicely done. For the hideout of a runaway lord, this place is a lot bigger than I was expecting.
Do you think she had it built with that in mind?
No. Personally, I think this used to be part of a Danon castle.
How can you tell?
For one thing, it doesn't look like a storehouse. For another, it's old, and you can tell it was built to let people hole up inside of it.
Huh. I'll take your word for it. I don't know the first thing about brick. You know, I've always thought you were a smart little cookie. But damn, Rinwell.
It's no big deal. I've just read a lot of books is all.
If this is meant to be a castle, there wasn't much to it above ground. Are there such things as underground castles?
There probably used to be more of it above ground. That is, until 300 years ago.
So the main structure must have been lost during the time.
But what reason could she have for...
That's what we're here to find out. Whatever it is, she's up to no good.
Right. It's up.
Armor won't save you! I'll face you! I'm surrounded! Leave the agile ones to me. Elusive deity! I'm on it! Elusive deity!
Burning strike! Water, hear my call! Do it! Spread!
We can really make weapons with this?
What's this thing?
Let's see what he's got.
This one's mine! Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes
When
off
did
the
I
prize.
get so
I'm
popular?
quite aware without you reminding me. Hide as thick as armor! Healing circle!
Flying
You're
free!
helping me.
Still!
It's for the good of all of
Can you
us.
take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Excellent technique.
How are your weapons holding up?
That's not to be afraid.
These little ones are
Remind me to
hardly
stay
worth
on
our
your
time.
side. Don't get careless.
This place is full of weird machinery, old and new. Just what the hell was she doing here?
By all appearances, the sort of unsavory research she wouldn't want to see divulged.
Even to other Renans? That's a scary thought.
Out of our way!
Elusive deity! I'll face you!
Let them loose!
Take this! No
Do
escape!
it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
This place goes pretty deep underground.
It was probably built that way so it could still be used, even if the above-ground portion got destroyed.
Perhaps that's why it's still here, and why it was made into her hideout. It would certainly stand to reason. It would appear we can descend down where the railing has fallen apart.
What? Are you serious?
By all appearances, it would seem she was researching something.
you think so? What kind of research could she have been...
Your guess is as good as mine. Hardly anything the likes of us could imagine.
If we assume it was because this area is rich in astral energy, then it's possible she could have been doing any number of things.
Indeed. Renan castles and spirit vessels are often found in such locations. Intriguingly, Danon ruins are also known for their abundant energy.
You Renans attacked us. Don't act like you're just some...
Sheesh, enough already. This isn't the place to pick a fight over...
How can you be so calm listening to all of this? You...
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm calm.
Coming through!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf! I never miss!
I'll tear you apart! It's over! No armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good side.
In the groove! Here I come!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Here I come!
Excellent technique.
How are your weapons holding up?
Best not to give me any ideas.
Nicely done.
Dispose of the trash.
Resonate with the earth! On your knees! Take this! Showtime! Air plasma shock!
Will this help?
Eat this! I'll thank you! It's almost too strong! Split it open! Be like it!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
That was way stronger than regular firepower.
You won't hear me complaining. Discourteous, aren't you?
Dragon form!
Escape my judgment!
I'm on it! Can you take it? Take rolling snap! Armor won't save you! No escape! Begin! Plasma shock! Flying free! Why can't they just sit still? See ya!
Do it!
Take care of that and
No sooner said than done!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Azure Storm!
How's this?
Do it!
Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Not so fast. The heavens must be smiling.
Looks like some solid equipment.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'll thank you! I'm ready! Begin! Come on! Elusive gear! Damn it! Take this! I'm on it! Azure Storm! Oh, back in there to start!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
about to be real lucky!
Guess I misread the landing.
Get lost!
Whirlwind snap!
An instant!
Storm strike!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning water! Hear my power! Astral energy! Full throttle!
A comfortable win.
What's this thing?
Backing down! I'm surrounded! We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because log on.
We got flyers.
I've got this! Let us mark these enemy's arts to me!
All yours.
Mirage!
My judgment!
Slash the shock! I'm on it!
Ray!
I'll thank you. Azure Storm! Elusive deity!
That's what I like to hear.
We seem to have come across some...
Brace yourselves! This one's carved through armor! Azure Storm! On your
I'll heal you all!
Slash the shock! Strike!
Healing circle!
I really owe you all.
So much for sitting this
Turn the
fight out.
tables on.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Whirlwind lightning!
This one keeps charging us.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Gun! I'll leave it to you! There you are! Elusive deity! Slash the shock! I thank you! I'm on it!
One more! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. misread the landing. There's nobody here. It's been nothing but Zeugles. No lords, no Renan forces.
They have to be holed up somewhere, right?
From the look of things, I don't think anybody's been here for a while. If anyone was here, they're long gone now.
That can't be.
Look out!
We'll figure this out later. Right now, this thing needs dealing with.
I don't understand. Did Bayfon lie?
He didn't seem the type to lead us on a wild goose chase.
Hey! Save your questions until after we manage to finish this thing! Oh, thank you.
First strike!
Get to work!
This one's mine.
Azure
Freezing storm. It's weakened.
This ends now! Azure Storm!
Elusive deity!
You're finished! Azure Storm!
Whirlwind snap! In a vine? Here I go!
Take this!
You're mine!
Lightning.
I can carve through armor!
finished.
Begin!
Azure Storm!
Elusive deity!
Burning.
I'll thank you!
Hear my
Ignite.
voice.
ready.
I'm impressed. Astral energy. Full throttle. Go! The freezing storm.
Eat this!
Arcane.
Raging lunar storm!
Azure Storm!
Don't mind if I do.
I'm on it!
Escape line.
Oh, now you're talking!
Reinforcements?
Leave the ensnaring
Ready
to
to
me!
go. One more.
Yeah!
Azure
And
Storm!
probably to me!
Blast the shot!
Raging lunar storm!
Take this!
Instant.
Blast the shot!
Trying to take us out.
I will go quiet! Heal! I really don't care!
Burning.
Almost there!
Oh, close enough. Take it away, Mo.
I thought you'd never ask!
I'll heal you
Take
up.
this! Azure Storm! Burn!
Healing circle.
There you go!
Azure
Why did you heal me?
To stop you dying?
I never
Right.
miss.
I shall ensure you survive this! Can you take it? Does it hurt?
Wide
Let
open.
me see what I can
Won't
do!
escape me.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
So much for finding the Lord. Come on, let's get back to Niaz.
Shion, calm down. This isn't like you. What's wrong? Talk to me.
It's none of your concern.
Even after everything we've been through together?
The two of us are only helping each other because our interests overlap, remember?
Are you serious? You helped me come to terms with Zephyr's death. You put your life on the line to save me. Don't tell me you did all that out of necessity. That it was only because we have a common goal. Fine.
Huh?
You don't want to answer? Then I'll do whatever I like from now on, too. Clearly, I'm just bothering you. So it doesn't matter if you tell me what's on your mind. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop looking out for you. Not now, not ever.
That's not fair. Why can't you just leave me alone? You don't know the first thing about me.
But I do. I know you care about the pain of others. You care, Shion. That's why I want to help.
Because of my thorns, I thought I had been doomed to a life of solitude. Until the day I died, I knew I would be alone.
And now?
The truth is, I'm trying to end my curse and get rid of my thorns.
Get rid of? There's a way to do that? Really?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is there's a chance. But that's the reason I need the Renis Alma.
The Renis Alma?
The Master Core to end all Master Cores. It is bestowed upon the winner of the Crown Contest, the new Sovereign, as proof of their victory. It must be assembled from all 5 Master Cores.
That's why taking down the Lords is so important to you. But Shion, you're not in this alone. If there's a chance we can rid you of your thorns, I'll be by your side the whole way.
That includes us, right?
Like it or not, you're going to have to get used to relying on us every now and then.
What kind of friends would we be otherwise?
Thank you.
Dahnan Liberation and the Renis Alma. Looks like we've got our work cut out for us. If we have any hope of finding this Lord and their Master Core, we start by heading back to Nias.
Man, who would have thought we'd ever get thanked by Shion?
Sounds like someone wants me to grab their arm.
Joking, I'm joking. Damn, you're scary sometimes.
Shion's not scary at all.
Alphen.
I'll just, leave you two alone.
I can't believe this. To think they would give us a bad lead like that. Where could that Lord actually be?
Beats me. That said, there's no point wandering around aimlessly trying to look for her. We should head back to Nias for...
What's wrong, Kisara?
Oh, I was just thinking about what it meant for there to be castles here on Dana. People build castles to protect things that are important for one reason or another. But not simply that. They're also used to project a ruler's power.
So what you're saying is, even before the Renans invaded, the Dahnans were still being ruled over. It was just by other Dahnans.
That's most likely the case, yeah. Though who knows how they led their people.
But after seeing Deadeye, I can't picture them being all that benevolent themselves.
What if it's in everyone's nature to rule over and control others? What are we supposed to do about that?
If it really is in our nature, then no. All that means is we have all the more reason to fight it. That's all there is to it.
About damn time. Took long enough.
But that's...
Right. I can't wait.
Head on over to the plaza.
What's going on? It seems busier here than before.
Hey, look! Isn't that Bayfon over there?
Ah, there you are. It seems I owe you all an apology. I'm guessing you didn't find the Lord back in the forest, did you?
No, but something tells me you already knew that.
That I did. Turns out I bit down on some bad intel when I should have known better. Apparently, Deadeye's not as trusting of me as I thought.
But why would he feed you bad intel?
My guess? He wanted me to lead you all astray. Make sure you weren't sniffing around where he didn't want you to be. While you were off in the forest, I got word that one of our squads captured the Lord. The place wasn't even close to where you were searching.
I see. Well, the important thing is that you finally caught her. Did you suffer many casualties?
You're not going to believe this, but she didn't even put up a fight. She had no escort either.
Well, what about her Master Core? Was it recovered?
Sorry. They only briefed me on the basics. For now, Deadeye's getting ready to make his victory speech out in the plaza. In the meantime, I've been ordered to set up a defense perimeter around the outside of the city, so I'll be out of town for a while. I imagine Deadeye will announce what he intends to do with the Lord during his speech. You'll have to let me know how it goes. Anyway, until next time.
A Renan Lord surrendering without a fight? Something doesn't add up here.
I'm afraid I can't say I know much of her lordship personally.
There's a lot about this that doesn't make sense. The Master Core is a concern too. Let's stick around like Bayfon suggested and see what happens. We don't leave until we get to the bottom of this. I'm worried about just what Deadeye has in store for Almadria. For now, let's wait at the inn until he gives his victory speech.
Everybody's so excited.
They can hardly be blamed when they've apprehended an enemy leader. That said...
Yeah. Isn't there some way to calm them down? Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
These must be the Danons the Darkwings freed.
Yeah. The city might be in ruins. The people have risen from the ashes.
This is the place Bayfon said Deadime would reveal the Lord's fate. I wonder what he'll do to her.
Well... Is that...
Yes. It's Lord Almadria Kynaris.
Please stop! No good can come of such hatred. Stop or there'll be no turning back. Is this supposed to be justice? Astral energy? Why now?
You don't think that...
The fruit of Helgen!
Just...
I did warn you, did I not? Nothing good can ever come of such nasty hatred.
I found you at last.
I swear it. I'll make you pay for what you did to my parents!
What do we have here? Could it really be the witch from Dana? Honestly, I thought I had wiped all of you out of existence back then. I guess there was one survivor after all.
Hey, Rinwell!
Shut up! This is the only thing that's keeping me going anymore.
Stay out of my way or I'll kill you!
Rinwell.
I'll kill you.
I swear it! I will kill you!
What did you... Why are you defending her?
I'm not really sure, you know. But when I look into your eyes, I can't let you do it.
What about you? Are you not the one who got revenge for his father? Don't I deserve that as much as you? Move aside. If you don't, then I'll blast you again.
Even so, sorry. I'm afraid that I can't let you do that. No way. I can't let you kill her. Not while your face is full of the same hatred as those people who died.
You saw what she did. What are you saying? She should just get away with it all?
You're right. Rinwell. I don't know what I'm doing. But still, I know it's wrong. If you go through with this, I know you'll regret it. I'm sorry. I am. Forgive me.
I can't believe you. You, of all people. Of all the people! Why did you... Why, Ela?
Is your little show quite finished?
Why, you...
For many years of my life, I devoted myself to the study of astral arts. But the knowledge I took from your family was truly enlightening indeed. For that, you deserve a reward. I shall allow you to taste one of the fruits of my labor. Rearranging life and death to form new hellish compositions. That is what I do best. Now behold!
Ma, I'm...
Sorry for almost blowing me up? Hey, not like it's the first time. Come on, we need to take her down.
Okay.
I'm not done!
Here I go!
With the earth!
Go for the weak point!
Eat this!
A freezing storm!
Burn! Can you take it? Here I come!
Tornado!
Elusive deity! Take this! I'll face you! First try! I'll smash you! Infernal turret!
Burning strike! Water, hear my call!
Stop! Whirlwind snap!
Searing blast!
Denied! Azure storm! Just getting started!
Ready!
Fury! Eat this!
Hear my call!
Your crystals all mine! Resonate with the earth! Infernal turret! Strike! Whirlwind Infernal turret! Azure storm!
Rise and red!
Negative
Hear me! Flame of fury!
You picked the wrong time!
Burning strike! Water, where are you going?
First strike! Whirlwind snap!
Here's
Azure
the
storm
healing!
does it!
First
Take
aid!
it! I'll smash you!
It's weakened!
Azure storm! This ends now! tear you apart!
Back into the fray!
Eat this! I'll
Here
tear you
goes!
apart!
Not so fast!
No escape! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! Take this! I'm on it! Strike! Changing tactics!
There's no telling
Not
what it'll
today.
do. Stay focused!
Nothing gets by me!
Let us take to the fray!
Flame of fury!
On your knees!
Searing flame!
Azure Storm!
Flame of fury!
Azure Storm!
Resonate with the earth!
Azure Storm! Azure Storm!
Water! Hear my call!
Raging Luna! I can carve through armor! Azure Storm!
Flame of fury!
Now I'm in the grip! Azure Storm!
Red!
Eat this! Azure Storm! I'll tear you apart!
Searing
Azure
flame!
Storm!
This one's mine!
You picked the wrong fight!
There! Lightning! This one's mine!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Azure Storm! I'll tear you
And there
apart!
goes the tail!
Right, let's do this! On your knees! Armor won't save you! You're finished!
I'm all stuffed up!
Now or never.
Azure Storm!
In a vine?
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Bestow thy mystic mercy.
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Very simple.
Water! Hear my call!
Being interrupted.
Not today!
Red!
Take this! I'm on it! Elusive deity! Azure Storm!
Can you take it?
Eat this! Tear you apart! Elusive
Here
deity!
goes!
Eat this! Azure Storm!
Not so fast. Resonate with the earth.
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Is everyone all right?
Yeah. But Almeidria got away. Linwell, are you...
What the hell happened here?
Bayfon, is that you? Thank goodness you're okay.
I've been outside the city this whole time, but I sensed a disturbance in the wind and decided to turn back. What happened here? Where is everybody?
Almeidria's handiwork. She allowed herself to be captured so she could rile up the Danans into a frenzy and rob them of their astral energy. She wiped out almost everyone in the plaza, including Deadheim.
Deadheim's dead. Everyone. And the Darkwings. Almost all of our companions in the Resistance. How could this happen?
Regardless of what she had to gain, what kind of person would do something like that?
If she managed to find kinship in Kelzelik, then I'd say the very worst kind. It's clear now that she used Menancia as a testing ground for the fruits of Helgen, before using them here.
So everything that led up to this moment was all a part of her plan.
Once she knew they'd eaten enough tainted food, she just needed to get herself caught.
We have to go after her. Balseth and Ganabelt were horrible, but Almeidria makes them look like saints. I doubt she's really gone back into hiding. We have to put an end to this once and for all.
Yeah, what she's done can't be forgiven.
I don't know what to do. I saw what hatred did to those people, but hating her is the only thing that's kept me going. I can't just stop hating her. What am I supposed to do? Tell me. Smile at her from across the battlefield? Apologize while we fight her? I don't know if I can do that.
Rinwell.
Nobody can understand what you've been through. We can't even begin to imagine the pain you've experienced. But if hate is what has kept you going ever since that day, then let it be your strength. However, think about this. When you've had your revenge, when we've beaten Almeidria, then what will you do?
Huh?
I'm saying you're going to have to find a way to survive once that hatred is gone. When it is, what do you plan on doing then?
I don't know. I've never thought about it before.
Almadria's death doesn't have to be your end too. You need a reason to live, Rinwell, not an excuse to die. Understand?
She's right. We could never truly know the pain that Almadria has caused you. But I think you should listen to Shion. Give yourself time to consider things. And if it's too much right now, it's okay for you to sit this one out.
No. My head might be a mess right now, but I'm not letting you fight Almadria without me. I need to be there. Please. That much I do know. I'm going with you. And on the road, I'll think about it. A reason to live. Without hate.
That said, it'll be no good chasing after her blind with no idea where she went. Beifan, do you have any ideas where she might have gone?
I can't say for sure, but west of here is an underground harbor along a cliff near the coast. She spent years building a ship there, a floating fortress that she called her castle on the sea. No one quite knew why she wanted the thing, but now...
Of course. She's already effectively destroyed her own capital. It's likely she planned to abandon her realm as well.
Right. That's as good a lead as any. Let's go. What's that woman going to do next?
Nothing good, I'll bet.
We'll stop it this time.
I still can't believe what that Almadria did. Not only that, but she was in—
It's patently clear she has no respect for human life whatsoever.
We need to take her out. I don't think I've ever felt so enraged at another person in my whole life.
Yeah! There's no way she's getting away with this!
Then we head for the underground docks. We need to hurry. Rinwell, can you keep moving?
Yeah. My family and I, we spent all of our days just living in hiding. Until one day when we were found and attacked. I was the only one my dad and the others hid. That's the reason I survived. While the rest of my family was butchered. The only thing that I could see was the crest of a lord glowing through the smoke. And then...
It was Almadria who did it.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Rinwell.
That woman. Did she really find the existence of Danon mages to be that much of a threat?
Enough to invade another lord's territory? No, I doubt that. Most likely, she was after their knowledge and techniques. She only did it so she could become stronger. That's the kind of woman she is.
In retrospect, I do remember her making it sound like she created that monster she summoned.
A monster. I wonder, do you all think of me as a monster? Because I'm able to use magic even though I'm Danon?
Rinwell.
Of course we don't think you're a monster, you dummy.
Huh?
I might have had to hold you back, but it's her fault any of this ever happened, not yours. Got it?
Law.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
Get lost!
No! Here! The everlasting dark! I'm on! Negative change! Here I come! On your Azure Storm! It's on! Plasma Shock!
These ones can run rings around us!
Azure Storm!
Cyan
Take
Instant!
this! I'm not done! Here it comes! Plasma Shock! Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll
Azure
trip it up.
Storm! My turn! No escape! Azure Storm! I'm on it! Plasma Shock!
Prepare to be
Freezing storm!
Take this!
Resonate with the
Strike!
orb.
Ice tornado!
Azure Storm!
I'll tear you
Cyan
apart.
Instant!
Plasma Shock!
Any injuries?
see plenty of ruins around here, too. It must have been a big town bustling with people back in the day.
For Crown Contest participants, places such as these are but...
Let's dispose of the trash.
Burning sword shield! Hear my call!
On your knees.
There! One more!
I'm getting started! I'm ready!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
You're saying we should check the Alp? Forest?
Here goes! First strike! As a
Instant!
Take this!
I'll face you. Elusive being.
A freezing storm!
Blast the shot! I'm on it!
Got fire.
I've got this!
Using smell of me.
Yeah!
And all yours to me.
You're on!
Don't get careless.
Do you think this is one of the places where the Dark Wings and Almadria fought?
I wouldn't be so sure. This place appears more ravaged by time than combat. Even if there are signs of destruction, it would likely have taken place during the Great Conquest of 300 years prior.
And ever since, it's been a breeding ground for Zeugles, I guess.
Way.
Blast the shot!
Swallow dance. Resonate with the earth.
None shall airborne deep. My set. Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Let's see what you've got.
Hear my call!
Negative kick!
Flame of fury! I'm also good with airborne targeting.
Eat this!
Barely a blip on our radar.
There.
Let's dispose of the
I
trash.
can carve through armor! First strike! Negative
Flame!
escape!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
I'll tear you apart!
Water, here, do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Resonate with the earth!
I'll tear you apart!
This armor's too strong.
Hear my call!
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Flame of fury!
This one keeps it charging us. Good. I'll leave it to you.
Seems about right to me.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I'd like to check their wares, if you don't mind.
I hope we manage to catch Almadria soon.
I hope so too. Before she...
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier.
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any... Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is...
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as Lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my... Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening... I pretended not to see or hear any...
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. I do believe it's about time that I retire. Shall we get moving?
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegis.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegis. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Saar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. Are you all right?
The floor... it keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings...
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Ceslodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Saar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Xion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Xion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Xion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia. The lush green glades of Menancia. The harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.